Okay, great morning. I want to pull some cards, and I'm going to do the short, concise one and use the liminal oracle deck as well. And what I want to ask is about the fight for democracy. So how are we doing on the fight for democracy against the MAGA authoritarian wannabes? You know, some of us want democracy, and the MAGA crowd is happy to have a dictator. It just boggles the mind, doesn't it? So I'm just trying to do a little shuffling here. And so our first thing out in the center is, let's see what we have. The safe harbor. Okay. There are those of us that want to have democracy, a safe harbor for people. Homes, shelter, programs that benefit people. Okay. And the foundation of this is a hard lesson, you know, that we're going through right now. And let's see what's above it. See if I can get the top card here. Okay. So, yeah, a hard lesson because we're dealing with what? MAGA, the authoritarians. And so, you know, this is a lesson, I think, for humanity. Now, the United States is not the only place that's having these issues with the uber right, you know, the ultra so-called conservatives, which are not conservative at all. So that's what the center of it. We want the safe harbor, but we're dealing with this hard lesson when it comes to the uber right, authoritarian wannabe types that want a hierarchy of those on the very top, and then that's it. The rest are the workers, and we don't care about them. It's only about the uber wealthy. So going into it, we have the cycles that we're dealing with. Okay, now through history, we've had different cycles. We had the freeing of the slaves. We had, you know, so many different cycles of lessons and things that we're having to deal with. The foundation is we need to look deeper under the surface at what's going on. You're not just the surface things, because the surface things for so long look like it's okay. But now we see this undercurrent that's been there all this time that we haven't really acknowledged, perhaps, of what's under there. And so now we have to look under the surface. Yeah, and this is a painful time, painful lesson. But like I said, you know, I told my students a number of years ago, there's going to be the division of the light from the dark, and that this division is happening now. And again, it's another cycle of evolution for us that we are going through. So let's see what our last card is. It's about growth. Okay, growth. Coming out of the darkness. The growth. So now on this, what do we have? The fire going here. You know, and sometimes things need to burn, and it needs to be torn down, and you need to see what's there. And so it's not an easy process that we're going through when it comes to the growth cycle. The eating away, okay? And let's see what we have above it. Eating away. Yeah, the nightmare scenario that we're going through. But we have to recognize that sometimes growth, we go through destruction, we go through really difficult times in order to grow. We have to see it in order to change it, okay? So this is eating away at it. It's, you know, what is that word that the Uber right hates? Woke. Woke, we hate that word, woke. They don't understand what it is, but what did Buddha say? I've awakened. Woke is coming to understand what's under the surface, to understand how the universe works, what's at the center of it, coming out of the delusion, out of the illusion. And so, you know, the Uber right wants to keep you in this nightmare scenario of this, you know, fake fear-mongering dream state or a nightmare that they have people embroiled in. They don't want them to wake up. They do not want people to have their rights and their freedoms. So this is a time of growth, but in order to have this growth, things are burning, and we're having to deal with that. Again, it's we want the safe harbor. This is a very difficult lesson we're going through when it comes to the Uber right. I think that this one really tells the tale that we are in the cycles. Okay, so we'll just take these one at a time. Again, the safe harbor, and we're dealing with what? The Uber right. And this is, yes, a very difficult lesson. How are pearls made? In the end, they're beautiful, but it's an irritation that happens, and they get covered with the nacre, okay? So yeah, this is a very irritating and difficult time, but something beautiful can come out of it. What we have to hang in. Going into it, there are the cycles, and they can be very painful cycles, because we have to look and see what's under the surface. You know, things grow out of the mud, and something, again, beautiful can come out of it, but we have to look at the mud and what's there. And again, the last part is about growth. And growth is sometimes what? We have the fires that burn. We have the things that are happening that are difficult, that cause us a lot of worry, concern, and we have to eat away at that and understand this is a part of growth. So you can't change something unless you can see it. So now we have this ability to see the light from the dark. And where is it you're going to stand? And again, this is just a dividing line. Those that are progressing, evolutionary progression, versus those that want what? What are the Uber right? We want to go back to a better time. What? We want a time when we had slavery, when women didn't have any kind of rights to vote. You know, that's what they want. Now, they ask them about, well, what was the Civil War? They can't answer. They're in absolute ignorance, okay? Absolute ignorance, unwilling to see. And they have their eyes closed. They don't want to, what's that word they hate? Wake up. They don't want to awaken, okay? They stay in their little fantasy world of fear-mongering, etc. My life, my thing, oh my God, maybe somebody's going to take my job, maybe somebody's going to take my, you know. And so this is a time of growth for us. So we are, you know, awakening and moving towards and wanting to change things, make massive changes. Now, we did have a real good thing that just happened, I guess, in Montana when it came to voting rights. I guess in Montana they didn't want Native Americans to be able to vote, and all sorts of things they were doing the uber right was trying to put into place, and they all got knocked down. Okay, so we are making strides, we are making progress, but we just need to hang in and again not get discouraged and know that something beautiful can come out of this. But at this moment there's a lot of worry and concern. What are you bitching at him about, Miss Lily? He's not doing anything. Really? Be nice. Be nice. Don't bitch Mickey out. Come on, Mickey. Off the table. Mickey, off. Off. Mickey, off. Mickey, off the table. Off the table. Good boy. No, don't put the paw on that table. Come on, up here. Good boy. Okay, come on. You come over on this side so she doesn't bitch you out. Sorry about that. So we are making strides, and I think that this really told the tale absolutely in clarity. So thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you enjoy these minimal reads, these very concise things. I do appreciate it, and we'll see you online.